I think the way you learn, or the way I learned specifically, was by hearing my music. Because the information that comes from that is very high. It's especially if you care about it. If the input's very high, the output is going to be very high, and the information goes up exponentially. And I think actually I've advocated this for a long time, that players should compose, they should get on the other side of the fence, and composers should play. Because it's a two-way street. It's like choreographers and dancers. They're always dancers. Choreographers are dancers, and playwrights are actors. Those are our two closest arts in performing in time arts. And those are very different arts. We've created a split in our particular art form. I think the interaction with performers is crucially important. And to be honest about what they don't understand and what you have not given them is crucial. When I was going to Columbia, I had to read the entire history of music and memorize it. And I started noticing that there were no women in these books. And I brought this up to one of the major teachers, and he sort of looked at me dismissively like, well, that's the way it was. And then in the 70s, these biographies started to come out of women, serious biographies of women who were dead. You know, like Clara Schumann and Fanny Mendelssohn and Ruth Crawford Seeger. And then there started to be a lot of in-depth study of how did these women play a role farther back. So they went all the way back to Sappho and Hildegard von Bingen, who now has something like 15 CDs out, which is quite extraordinary. And I'm so glad, because she's so far back. You have to, okay, what's happening in between to get here? And so it actually made things better for me, because I could put myself in the historical context. I knew, oh, so that's what's happening, and this is where I'm falling in this line of history. I'm actually in a very good place in this line of history, in this context, doing very well, getting all these performances that a lot of these women never had before. So it was very encouraging to know that history and to be a part of that history.